Selectmen. To my right is Lenny Espy, to my left is Tom Hart. Before we get going, folks, please join me in the Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay, maybe agenda items to add. All right. Get us down to signature folder. The meeting minutes aren't done yet, so we'll deal with those next week. So the minutes are next week. Application for reimbursement for federal and state land in 2021 that we made through the office here. There was a notice of an intent to cut. Kind of a light week for the signature folder. Then the manifest made up for everything. I'll make a motion to approve the July 29, 2021 manifest in the amount of $615,509.06. Will I hear a second?
Outsider.
All those in favor, vote aye.
Right. That contains a school payment, correct?
I'm gonna, yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
fine. You wanna vote aye?
Aye.
Okay. And as Tom just said, about 570,000 of that is the school payment for August. And we'll have another good sized one in next month. For July rather, August will be next month, maybe I'll good sized one. Review of the mail. We had executive council District 1 meeting wrap up. Notice of a couple of different lot line adjustments happening at the Thursday, August 5th planning board meeting. We have a letter in here from legal counsel regarding the emergency situation we have at Vanderbilt Bridge. We'll get into that in detail in minutes. We also have a copy of a letter to the CTA from the Saco Headwaters Alliance program regarding one of the current meeting items they have with the Old Boyles Market. Audrey, the Clean Harbors one in here, what's this for? You already know. Okay, Clean Harbors. They're actually going to be doing a pickup of some medical waste out on one of our roads. There's a couple of letters in here from Primex regarding a legal action, and the fact that we and pretty much everybody else has agreed with the legal action. Primex is notifying the attorney firm of that. That was for a people out on Sun Hill Road. And Charter Communications, looks like this is almost monthly, but there's more rate increases coming. TV surcharge, Spectrum receiver digital, they're all going up. And we also have some preliminary numbers that we asked Audrey to obtain from the Spossy rec department regarding the attendance figures for Effingham folks. One, I made a note on here, can you follow up? I'd like to know kind of what the total participation is, so you get a bit of an impact on what our numbers are compared to the total usage.
Okay. Darlene is working with them and they have a new person, so we expect an invoice from them next week and we'll follow up asking for participation.
Okay,
Yeah.
super. Okay, next item up, administrator comments.
Okay, the treasurer came in last night with the check for Fadden Whitaker, and that'll be returned to them because the driveway has been inspected and approved. So I have that get off my plate today. The electrician was here. We have all lights working in both buildings.
Was there any actual issues or just bulbs being out?
He repaired for the ballasts, and then the bulbs, I believe he replaced a total of 20 of the bulbs with LEDs. So yeah, hopefully we have a reduced electric bill. And Spectrum, I'm going to cancel the connection to the police department because that's been all converted now. And I did the additional ARPA training yesterday. I have some new resource names. The whole presentation will be emailed and was recorded so other people can watch that. And basically, we apply for all the money we're approved for, and we have time to get in our projects. We don't have to have exact dollars on projects.
And we have to have that happen by August.
August 18th. Yep, that's right. And Darlene is out today, and the office is closed Friday, but both of us will be out Friday.
And just stepping back to the ARPA thing, so that's 157,000 and change, I believe, was Effingham's allotment. It will be split over 2 years, so we'll get part of it half of this year and half of the next year.
Yeah, it's based on a formula calculation, and they, his first name was Eric. I don't remember his last name, but he'll help walk us through that if we need help. So I need to put that algorithm in, and basically we use it or lose it.
Okay, and I've got a comment further on that when we're done the daily discussion. Okay,
Okay, that's
is
it.
that it?
Yep.
All right. Glenn.
I talked to Dale Smith about the tree on Snow Road.
Yeah.
He's gonna go take a look at it. While he's there, he said, "Get him to cut that one that's down behind the transfer station, is blocking the road."
Yeah.
Just have him cut it.
Yeah. Yeah, just over that line. We'll
Get it, so it opens the road back up. Yeah. And you ordered the tank.
Yes.
Okay, do we have paperwork or something on that to submit with the application, grant application?
Mhm.
Okay.
Would you like an email or hard copied or?
I get the paperwork here, it's gonna
Okay.
be mailed in.
All right.
So we can include it with this.
Do you want to stay after the meeting and we can do that?
Yeah, because if I write it, they'll never be able to read it. So.
Will do.
One of them. And we did talk a while back about making some changes in personnel policy. We should probably think about that in the future with the fire chief.
Yeah.
So we got
Yeah, so I'm running by you guys, spot in the roads. Yeah, there's some holes out there.
Yeah.
So if I do, I'll be in touch with Evans, and you guys get any roads you see, just give me a call.
He needs a spot real low.
Alright,
You want to do spots that are real calcium chloride.
alright. Crack sealing, we're good to go on that.
You tell us.
Give them a call, and we'll have them down. I know you guys gave me some names last week. I got three more.
Priority order.
We'll go ahead and call, okay. All right, Ivy, did you ever hear back on this guy that bought the old heating system with the silo? No.
I haven't been involved with that at all.
Okay, do you have his number or? Yeah, it must be in a folder, right?
I think so. I can get it for
I'll
you.
stay after him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him a call and get that out of here.
I don't know. I think it's picturesque looking out the window.
Yeah, that's nice stuff.
You should have, that silo effect, farming field kind of thing.
I get it. Yeah.
just filled with grain and then we chickens.
Okay,
Free range.
and the cows on the other side, some horses out there. And that's all, guys.
All right. Okay, so from an announcement standpoint, Saturday, first Saturday in August, the hazardous waste over at Ossipee's Town Garage is a drop-off point. If people want to do that, there's information here at the office. There's also information at the transfer station, and they've been handing out the flyer on it for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. The work on the historic town hall library building is going well. The copper window cap and roof returns are on. And they're really pretty in the sunshine, so if you get a chance, stop by the Wednesday morning coffee hour at 10 a.m. and take a look. And painting starts today, or actually started yesterday, and they've got a lift high enough that they've been working on the top of the cupola at this point. So it is an interesting pictures from that standpoint. All right, under old business. There was a lot of social media traffic last week around an issue, and so I just want to read a short paragraph. Acting under the authority of the Carroll County Superior Court order, a search on the Effingham property took place last week. The Effingham Health Officer, Deputy Health Officer, Effingham Police Department, myself as the chair of the select board, and Russell Inspection Services were on site for a couple of hours. And Russell Inspection has submitted their report to the town office. The Snow Road Bridge, wood rails are up on the bridge itself. And I stopped on the way in this morning, and the metal approach rails are being pounded in today. And paving should be shortly thereafter, weather dependent. And yes, people keep asking, when's the bridge going to be open? Once it's paved, it will be open. I reached out to All States Materials last week for the schedule for paving Snow Road from 153 up to the entry gate, the transfer station, and it is tentatively scheduled for late September. So I will be giving them a call basically monthly on my calendar, make sure we're staying in that September timeframe. We talked last week about with Randy, Chief Burbank, regarding hiring his replacement. I met with Chief Adam Thompson up in Tuckenboro on Friday and discussed process and oral board reviews and things like that. He's going to make a few calls for me to see if he can figure out some folks that might want to volunteer to be on an oral board that have a police background outside of that thing. The rock removal in South River by the fire station. I was approached by two people last week. I don't know if they were talking or not. But one of the questions they had was, did we check with the landowner of that minor strip of property off the road that we could work on that and bring the rock out of there and put it on the property? And I said, I don't know, but I didn't think so. And the other thing is, they said basically because it's inside the water area of the river, we contact CES to be sure they get no problems with it. So
We didn't, but the rock wasn't in the water.
it is now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
found it.
that's the problem is at this
Yeah.
point. So
But I think you can reach that right from the right of way. Anything that's you can reach from the right of way, I believe you don't need the permit.
okay, but we need to confirm that, okay, just to make sure. I don't
We
miss
get
it.
that, we had that discussion a few years back over. I forget where it was. but they-
Can you reach out to DES and just ask them that questions when you?
Yeah.
Something on an email or writing saying, yep, we're safe. I did talk to the citizen and I was hoping to get down there and do it for free if this it's not big enough, so.
Yeah.
It would require a bigger. And that rock, as it's placed right now, is falling in and blocked the opening of the pipe, right? Fire station. Back in place. The transfer station. After the rain the other day, I said,
Talked to Kevin last Thursday. He said he bought some new caulking because it's in the corner with from where the demo dumpsters are.
okay.
You know, some,
Yeah, it looked like it, okay.
so he got some landscaping foam or something. So he squirted that in there and it stopped pretty much that, but it's still weakened in where he put the silicone. So I told him, I said, well, let's get the building finished, do some flashing, and then we'll put, I said, I got some old plastic gutter at the house, and we'll put up a ring gate.
Okay.
And he said, yeah, that would help. I pitched it towards the downhill.
Yeah.
But I asked him about the door, and he was gonna call the guy that he ordered it from, and since Thursday, I haven't heard back
Okay,
on whether he ordered it.
all right.
Yeah,
And
just touch on that. I was in there, walking on Sunday when I was up there.
Yeah.
And you know, that metal beam that's in there, that was leaking down the side of that too.
Yeah.
Seems like everything's on the back end. Worst case, if we can't stop that,
I think with me, it's-
we could put a dummy wall up and seal it from that point.
We're in the space stuff, when we have to do that.
That's right.
Yeah, because we can't, until that's dry, we can't put that seal down in the concrete. We need to do that before we actually start using it.
You gotta put a steam coat on the floor, and it's all. A lot of water, everything, yeah.
Was Kevin aware of it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think it was his idea to put the skin coat on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I told him, I said, we ordered the tank, it's coming, it'd be nice to just put it right in there, so. Cool, let's keep it calling.
Yep. All right, and from our work session last week on the youth oil, I had not written it down, but I follow up with clean liners around the pricing. We'll do that this week, and we'll get that done. All right, well, actually, this is an old business too. The gentleman you mentioned with the bucket truck.
Yeah.
You think you give us 20 minutes to replace the mirror that fell off on that telephone pole next to the library? We got the mirror. Looking at it's the same mirror that's up there. All of it's there. Okay. Let's start with road signs. Tom reached out after last week regarding the road signs and the wording on the road signs. And we determined that no through THRU trucks is the approved language the DOT uses for that signage. So it's not spelling out through as THRUGH, and it's not trucking, it's no through trucks. So one of the things I want to do this morning is make a motion, make a couple of word edits on our no through truck ordinance. Change the word trucking to truck and through to through. Any issues?
Sounds good to me.
I'll make a motion. All in favor, for aye. Okay, good. All right,
We'll have to change the two signs over on Champion Hill.
yeah, this should be changed out in here.
I got one of
It's
those.
totally consistent with what we need.
It's pretty faithful, isn't it?
Been there a while. Okay. Bailey Road culvert. So, we've got to do, as part of the BES emergency permit repair, there's a timeline attached to it. And Mike worked with Hanson Bridge while they were here to go down and basically go in that culvert. The first quote they gave us was an estimate up to $40,000 to do a true dewatering program, which would be our worst case scenario, and having to basically stop the water from both those culverts so they can be cleaned out and then determine what damage is there and whether we can insert the slightly smaller culverts that are there. Hanson called Mike back over the weekend and offered a second suggestion that she thinks is going to be less expensive. Hanson also has a company called Hanson Marine. They do basically all the dock work and stuff up on Lake Sunapee. So they're going to bring down their dive equipment and they're literally going to go in the water and determine what's in the culverts, clean them out if it can be cleaned out, and they gave me in terms of that is the next step. So because it became a situation, it's up to $40,000. So see paragraph 5, where the pure ordinance allowed us to basically do this without putting it out 30-day notice and getting it over. So we don't have that time. He wrote back and said, we're within our power to make this decision because of the critical time frame. That whole thing has to be done within the next week and a half. So it's not one of those things we can wait another month or two to get it done. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Were we gonna ask HEB to ask the DES for an extension to that permit? Or do you need me to reach out to them?
Let me make a call on that today.
Okay.
I don't believe, based on some discussions over the weekend, that's gonna be necessary, but we need to confirm that. So, that permit expires this Friday, so, we know we may not get it done by this Friday.
Right.
And the reason it wasn't done on time is the culvert company we ordered the culverts from forgot to put our order in. And we lost about 2 weeks waiting for that order to be delivered. So that's what puts us up against the time frame. So I'll make a motion to spend up to $40,000 with an estimated $40,000 for Hanson Bridge. At this point, to do a dewatering process at Bailey Road Bridge. Option 2 may need to be less than price. Because of the critical time for more. But here's second.
I'll second it, because I don't think we have any other choice.
Discussion, anything further? Question?
The permit, do we have to just start it, or does it have to be completed?
It's supposed to be completed by. So,
Like a week away.
no, this Friday, not a week away. So the goal was for them to be in there this morning, but because of what the rain we had last week, I'm not sure they're gonna be in there today. Mike was gonna be down there when they got there, but I told him not to go down to see what the schedule, so I didn't do that to do it.
So will we need an extension or no?
There's two views of that, and at this point, we don't know. Apparently, from one of the views, DES has not been following up on the permits as long as there's activity that's working towards getting it done, because they realize the weather and other things because of the delay issue. And then there are those who basically think that 30 is.
I don't mind doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna need this week, likely next week.
You got to call in DES? You want to ask them? about-
I can, okay.
All right, the other thing on Daly Road, so as part of the whole ARPA discussion with money coming into the town, I reached out to Sally Sewell at the New Hampshire Coastal Watershed, because there's been some interpretation that some or all of that ARPA money might be available to use on the Bailey Road Bridge for next year. We're also applying for a 319 grant, upwards of call it 140,000 or something like that. And what she's checking is to make sure that there's not a clause in either one of those particular allotments of money that says you can't use one with the other. We don't know that yet, so she's actually offered to take that on and try to use it for us. So best case, we can actually use some of the ARPA money to help us with that inflation bridge next year. In worst cases, we'll just rely on the grant and the taxpayers. All right, all those in favor, for aye.
Okay.
Okay. Audrey, the Snow Road Bridge pictures you need, I'll send a few down to you. You got the one that Paul Barton was set up on Facebook, which I think is actually a really good one, so hopefully that will satisfy Heather's request for that. When I leave here today, I'll go out and take pictures of that spot where Clean Harbors is gonna go in and do that hazardous waste removal there. And I saw this morning in the paperwork that there was additional HEB invoices with the Snow Road Bridge project.
Yes,
Does that get us the additional $5 grand that we needed to submit for?
I recommend not doing one that small. I recommend getting Hanson's final and asking for it. I can do a small one, but
Can you just reach out and make sure that that will be acceptable that way?
sure,
I'm good.
yeah.
If they're willing to accept it that way.
Mhm.
That's perfect. No, I just don't want to lose out on the 250 grand. So from that standpoint, okay, good. All right.
We should make sure Hanson invoices us promptly upon completion and acceptance.
I will follow up with them and see what we can do.
Okay.
All right. That's all I had this morning from my open news. Next up. 30 committee updates today. Good.
No, the health officer wasn't able to make it today. He would have been scheduled.
Okay. All right, public comment. Why don't we check Zoom first? We'll give it a full minute.
Okay, we only have staff on Zoom, so if staff wants to raise their hand if they have a comment or a question, yeah. No hands.
Okay, over the public comment. Do we have any comments or questions? Mr. Strauss.
Tom, you may just want to have Evans go up and check the new driveway. Because I heard Audrey said that it is inspected, but it's out into the road more than it was anticipated by the plans, the final approved plans. So I'm worried that when Ron plows it, he's gonna go right into the hole. They've actually got hazard tape up with poles, so nobody will drive into that, because they cut into the road. to Make the ditch more, go into the culvert for where the driveway. My understanding of the last approved plan was it was supposed to be a 40-foot culvert, not a 20-foot. And it's supposed to bring it up into the ditch line. They didn't do that, they only used the 20, then they dug out the road and the ditch. So I'm worried when Ron comes in, where he usually does, he's gonna lose his plow into that. It's a pretty significant ditch. So just may wanna have him look at it, especially if ATP says they're all good.
Do you happen to take any pictures of that at all?
No, I didn't. I mean, it's
I can look.
pretty obvious. I mean, you don't go straight up the road anymore.
Yeah.
You have to curve to the left a little bit and go up. Yeah, just so Ron's aware of it, and probably before you release those funds, I would suggest that Ron let you know, because it's not per the final approved plans that I have. So,
Can you hold that check? For another day? Can you make some determination? Thank you, David.
I don't want to lose the plot.
I understand. It's expensive. All right.
I
Anything
know.
else?
Chuck, can Audrey rattle the cage of somebody who was in charge of that pole that's leaning over right in front of Spence's house on Green Mountain? Because if it comes down, it's gonna take out everybody's cable and take out their electricity, and it will be right on the hill.
Did you have to get a phone number by chance?
No, but I can walk out there. It's the only one going like this. Right.
They won't even-
Yes,
they won't even
I need a
try
poll
to-
number.
Okay. I'll get
Okay.
it today and I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
The big thing there is what's on there, phone number.
It's yeah, it's not electric. Electric's on the new pole.
So electric is all done, and you're just
Just
waiting on
Cable and yeah,
which could take
forever.
So,
Yeah, we had that issue a year or so ago, but I think we figured out how to ratchet up the importance of that level. to get it
Well, it keeps on going further and further toward the road, so good snowstorm or wind, it's gonna come down and it'll be a disaster with cars going up and down that hill.
2 wires still hooked to it.
Yep,
That's when it will get fixed. When it comes down.
Yeah, I'd like to say it's gonna get fixed tomorrow. Yeah, start the process. Yeah, we had an issue on 153 by the small fire station. last year. Took 6 months to get.
oh my goodness.
And then we had to, there's some call.
we had an issue on High Watch last year, it's a month and a half. The cable line was on the ground.
And the cable hanging on Green Mountain Road there.
That's right. that
It
is
was
a
my
good
house. I
Oh, yeah,
told
yeah.
two people about that, who worked for the government. That, okay, okay,
Yeah, that's fun too, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been brought up or not before, but, about, Lenny mentioned about the pouring of the concrete on Snow Road Bridge going up to the beams and whatever, and whether it was too close, is anything?
We actually covered that last week.
You did, I, believe it or not, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a lot of talking in the background when you watched the Zoom, and you could hear you guys talking. And I heard Audrey say something about, I can hear you guys, in my earpiece, blah, 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 and then it stopped. So I missed a lot of it.
Okay, that particular, and I'm gonna paraphrase, because I was. not
Okay,
doing
yeah,
the
that's
research
fine.
on it. I'm not an engineer. Full fair disclosure, I don't build bridges, and I'm not an engineer. That particular design is an approved DOT design. It's the one that apparently they're using more often now over the last decade than they've used in the past. Where they're encasing the ends of the IBs, the galvanized IBs in concrete. Where they're not doing expansion joint on this bridge because they determined they don't need it. Two different engineering firms have reviewed that, Washington State. Was three. We're not the first bridge. Two bridges. Contract built with this design. It's actually something that's been going down for a while. And that's the high level that I got. If you need more detail than that, we'll see what we got. Got to know. Anything else? Okay. The non-public we had scheduled for today in the office was postponed for next week.
Correct. Mhm.
Is there anything else to come before the table? Okay,
Can you do a quick review of the work session items for next week? Your work session first Tuesday, do you have an idea?
I want to do an update on the fire chief piece. We'll have hopefully by then the used oil information, so we can determine the price and charge for used oil information. Those are two things. I'm sure I'll have more.
Thank you.
One question I have, just on that, question. We find somebody actually help us come sign them.
Maybe it doesn't.
Sure.
It's gonna follow me, we can go up.
I've got a FYI, at the end of Winter Road at the junction, High Watch Winter, the stop sign there was hit twice last winter. I think by the same guy. And it came out and it was on the ground, and I took it this spring and shoved it down right next to where it broke in the ground. So it's kind of there, but not. Needs something. Maybe they could just bolt it to the other post, or bust it off, right? But whatever.
Okay,
Like I said, my person, they get them go through trucking something.
That's what we're waiting on was the, came in, it's at no.
we were just about ready when Tom noticed the wording. We got
Those will go on the, put those in first. Because if people do still.
Yeah, and 4 or 5 rows with the program signs are coming out of house. So we're just completing
the signage on our side of that. James will consider that.
Okay. That's all I have for today.
Do your motion.
Make a motion we adjourn.
All right.
Aye.
Thank you very much, folks. Have a great week.